all my beautiful people. Once again, you're with Miss Kim today. So I want to thank you all once again for tuning in, because I know there's so many other people and other things you can be watching right now, but you chose to take this little bit of time and to listen to what I have to say today. Today is a video that you don't have to necessarily look at my face, but you could just listen. So if you're busy doing something, you could just turn me on, put me on your speakers, on your headphones, on your commute, while you're cleaning, washing dishes, cooking, whatever you're doing, you could tune in that way. So if you have not already, I highly recommend for you to go ahead and tune in to my videos I did a video on Thursday night, as well as I did a singles video on Thursday night, so feel free to go check that out. I was talking about what to do with past relationships, and I actually received a lot of feedback by that video, and surprisingly enough, I just did that video on Thursday, and believe it or not, that video has reached my top 4 videos since the month of March, because I started YouTubing consistently this March 2018, and I did a video on past relationships for the singles, and it's already in my top 4 videos right now. So obviously that video's been getting a lot of traction. Obviously it's a huge need, obviously, and to be honest with you all, I struggled a lot, and I debated with myself. I debated with the resistance about doing that video, but I knew it was needed, because I actually did one and I had to delete it earlier because the content was so bad. But obviously from the feedback that I received, it just means it was a huge need, and many of you needed to listen to that. So I'm thankful that you found that useful and helpful. Please share it with your friends that are single. Share it with your single friends, your single colleagues, your single acquaintances. Feel free. If you feel that someone may benefit from that, please share it, and share it on your social media platforms. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have not already subscribed to my page, please do so. And I want to thank you to all you awesome, fabulous, amazing, phenomenal 53 subscribers right now. 53. So I reached 53 subscribers in just 2 months. So we are making progress, because I know that I could not do it without you all. So I want to thank you for making it possible. 53 subscribers, and I have about 63 videos. So I have a total of about over 60 videos in just a span of 2 months. So that's about a video each day, just about. So make sure you are sharing, make sure you are subscribing, make sure you are commenting. Feel free to like it. I know some of you all don't like the spotlight, so some of you all will contact me directly, direct message, or personally. That is fine. Definitely, feedback is great. No problem with that. I'll do my best to contact you as soon as I can and respond back to you. So please forgive me if I've not been able to respond back to you quickly. But today's session, I would like to discuss with you on a topic called, and I took notes today, people. I took notes today, so I will not get off topic. So today's topic is what to do to be a happy single. What to do to be a happy, content, thankful, satisfied single. What are some practical, I should have put that, yeah, it's practical. What are some practical ways, that's going to be the title. What are some practical ways to be a happy single person? What are some practical ways? Okay, so many of you have gotten advice from other single people. Some of you got advice from married people. And I received tons. I received so much advice from people about the singleness journey. And I am doing my best. I am doing my best to do what I need to do as a single person, to be happy, to be thankful, to be content, to be satisfied right where I'm at. I'm learning to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, of course, but there's some tips. I'm not going to be on here too long, but there are some tips I would like to share with you all today. And so, tip number one is go to school. That is something, that's a practical way that could help you. Once again, I want to share this disclaimer before I go any further. Once again, what I share with you all is not necessarily doctrine. It's not set in stone. It's not absolute. It's not if you don't do this, you're going to be a horrible person. No. What I share with you is just valuable advice, valuable tips, encouragement, inspiration that I have learned in my personal life, what I have learned and what I've seen with other people that are around me, people that I have known in the past, people I know presently. So these are things that could possibly help you for the most part. So number one, what to do to be a happy single, practical way. Go to school. Go to school. For all my high schoolers on here that's on here, I have a few high schoolers on here, and I will tell you, as a young person, as a adult talking to a minor, I would tell you, please graduate high school. Don't let nothing keep you away from graduating high school. Please graduate high school. The poverty in this world is serious. And with you not completing high school, with you dropping out of school, you have put yourself at risk of living, in poverty. Not saying that, like I said, it's not absolute. Of course, there's many people that did not have a high school degree. There's many people that did not have a college degree, and they're making more money than me. Okay, there are those exceptions to the rule, of course. But living in the society that we live in today, this is 2018, and this world is very competitive. It's very competitive. So please, graduate high school. That's the best thing you could do for yourself as a high schooler, is to complete school. If you need to get away from some people, get away from some people. If you need to let some friendships be on hold until you graduate high school, you do that. If you need to go to summer school, do it. Do whatever you need to do to finish up high school. You're going to be able to see the fruit of that as you go into your 20s. So please do that. Also, so for all my people that are in their 20s or 30s or even older, and you have not pursued college or university, I will highly recommend for you to do so. This will help you with your period of loneliness. This will help you with your times that you feel alone. Because when you're in school, and if you're really focused on school and you're focused on making good grades and doing well, you will spend a lot of time, a lot of hours studying. So that means that leaves less time of you getting depressed. Not saying that you can still be depressed in school. Many people are depressed in college. I'm one. I definitely experienced depression like my last year of undergrad. But it wasn't but too long, because I knew if I was going to graduate and to pursue some things, I needed to do what's necessary to complete my degree, meaning that I had to buckle down and continue to study and continue to work at that time. So for those of you that feel like school is not for you, that is fine. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that school is not for them. School is not for everyone. But like I said, these are just some practical ways that could possibly help you. But even if you never even tried it, I would highly recommend just to take 1 or 2 classes. And, it could be something basic. It could be something like English. It could be something like health. Just something basic. If you're interested of learning a language, take a class in a language that you want to learn. And like I said, that will definitely help you to stay focused. And so your mind is not drifting on your season of singleness, as in the loneliness piece of it. And so I would highly recommend you do that. So just start out taking 1 or 2 classes at a local community college. That would definitely benefit you. Singles, as singles, we want to make sure that we are bringing something to the table when we do meet the right person. So when that right person do come in our lives, we want to make sure we have something to the table. And I don't want to do the compare and contrast, because those that compare themselves among themselves are unwise. So please do not take this the wrong way. But think about it, people. If you do not have a high school diploma, diploma, you have no other education, no college education, and you're not doing anything to benefit yourself, educationally. You're not necessarily reading. You're not reading any articles. You're not watching movies or YouTube videos or anything, or podcasts that will benefit you intellectually. And so when someone that is intellectually strong begin talking to you, that communication could be very difficult, because that conversation could become very boring, because you're not bringing nothing to the table intellectually. You're depending on that person to tell you everything, to share everything to you. So in a way, you're not really having a mind of your own. You're allowing yourself just to take whatever they're taking, and that person could possibly be bored with you, or they could possibly be frustrated or irritated because you don't know much, okay? And it's not even that you don't know much, it's just that you have not really made the sacrifices and really did what you needed to do to pursue a higher level education. Like I said, education is not absolute. It's not the only thing that can help you to be successful, but it does benefit. I will not have the job that I have today if I did not have a master's. And I say this, and the funny thing about it is, I technically only need a bachelor's degree and 1 year experience with my job, but I became an intern during my last year of my master's program. So if I was not in my master's program, I would not been able to get an internship there. And from me being in my master's program, needing an internship, I did my internship there, being able to be a good example, a good intern. I actually was one of the best interns that my organization has ever had in my area. And so with that, they kept me on their mind. So when I graduated, I didn't get in the position right away because there was no positions available. But about a year, 2 years later, they called me, wanted to do an interview with me because they remembered me. They remember my work ethic. They remember Kim got a master's degree. So it does open up more doors for you. It does open up more doors for you. So just not in relationships, but it opened doors for you with work, where you could be placed and lived, So think about that. Think about that. So I talked about education. So yeah, when you start meeting with someone and possibly dating with someone or just talking, I don't know all the terminology these days. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of lost, you all, with the new terminology when it comes to dating people and talking to people. That's what I normally use. So, but when that time comes, you just want to make sure you want to bring something intellectually into that friendship, into the dating scene. Number two, I can't believe I spent like 14 minutes on one, but number 2, y'all pray for me. And like I said before, you could take a break. If this is too long for you, you could take a break and come back to it later. But number 2, Go to work or get a job. Go to work or get a job. Everyone needs a sense of purpose. We have all been born with an innate nature that we need a sense of purpose. And unfortunately, there's too many single people that depend on other people for their purpose. You cannot depend on your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiance or your husband or wife to make you have a sense of purpose. You need to have a sense of purpose while you are single. That is your responsibility to make sure you fulfill your purpose while you are single. Okay? So, plus, there's nothing too you all want to pay attention to. Work is God ordained. So even when Adam and Eve was here, they had a job to do. Everyone great in the Bible, okay? I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to teach to you, and slam the word of God on your forehead. But those of you that are religious and spiritual know that in the Holy Bible and God's word, God's living word, that every great person that God used, they had some type of job. They was working. Abraham, Moses, all the disciples, so the prophets, they all was successful people. They all had something that they brought to the table. So you want to make sure you're working. You cannot expect someone to date you or be in a relationship with you if you are not working. That is not a good sign. That is a red flag. That is a red flag. So, let's see here. Make sure I'm not getting off topic here. So we should be putting our hands to the plow. We should be working in the field as the Lord tells us. Doing something, even that means you starting off. Everyone has a start off. We have to start somewhere. Once you graduate high school, you can't expect to be a multi-millionaire. Now, it is very possible in this world. We live in a world that we can do anything. We could become anyone. All right. So it's very possible, to come out of high school and be a multi-millionaire. There are plenty of people that drop out of high school and they're billionaires. It is possible, but those are exceptions to the rule. It does not happen to everyone. So everyone has a stepping stone. Everyone has to put their time into something to help them get to the next level, to the next place, to have another opportunity, another door open for them. So you have to work, because that's the only way you can eat the fruit of your labor. If you're not working, even if it's volunteer starting off, if you feel like you need to volunteer at your church, volunteer at another church, volunteer at an organization, agency in the area, there's food banks, there's shelters, there's so many things, or offices. Just, figure out what your interest is, figure out what your passion is, what you have a burden for, and do some volunteer work until you can get a job. And then once you get a job, don't stop volunteering. Still continue to volunteer. I feel like we all need a job with income, and also we also need something that we're still volunteering as well. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because once you get in a relationship, if you're not working, you have no money, and you're depending on your parents or friends or the government to provide for you financially. And when you meet someone, that means you're expecting them to take care of you financially, not me. Now, don't get me wrong, because when I meet the right one, yes, they need to have something coming to the table, because I'm expecting them to be the head of the household. I'm expecting them to be making some money, to have something to bring to the table. So if you do not have nothing already to bring to the table, you cannot expect that person to just automatically take care of you, because that's also where some abuse can come in too, because people could control you with money, could control you with finances. So you want to make sure you're having something of your own. I'm not saying it has to be a whole lot. You do not have to make six figures. You don't have to be a millionaire, but be diligent in something. Have some type of steady income coming in, okay, that you're able to give back and as well as to take care of you and your household. And that's the only way. When you're working, that's the only way you can actually eat the fruit of your labor. God will not bless laziness. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So those are 2 points. It's 20 minutes in. I did not expect that I would spend 20 minutes talking on those 2 subjects, but I'm going to do another video because today is for the singles. This is Singleness Saturday. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, but today is Singleness Saturday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a part 2 on this. So yeah. So I apologize for the time, but you know how it is, guys. You know all my videos are like 20 minutes long. So like I said, if you need to take a break in between, take a break, come back to them. But I know this is really valuable for many of you all. Thanks for tuning in.